everybody hear me? All right, let's go live. Okay, awesome, awesome. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Raise your thumb up if you all can hear me. Thumb up? Thumb up if you can hear me? Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. All right. Uh, Even though all right. Well, thank you for joining on the webinar tonight. And I hope that you will get something value out of this, and I will honor your time. And if you can hear me, that will be great. Um, okay, very good, very good, awesome, awesome. We are going live as well on Facebook and on YouTube. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, very good. Share screen. All right. All right. I'm. Are you able to see this? Okay, Franz. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Good. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Today's webinar is the Get Hard system to restore performance in as early as 5 days without medication or surgery. Okay. Here we go. The truth is, your body wants to have an erection without ED pills, and you can restore your sex life even if ED pills do not work anymore. All right? And there's a new way, a better way to restore your performance that you don't need the pills for. And it's the balance method. All right? It's the balance method. And what that is that, it's the balance method, the balanced body, the Get Hard system to sexual restoration. And it involves the sixth system. You're going to hear me say that a lot. It's the brain, your emotion in your brain, your hormones, your nerve, your blood vessels, and your muscles. Let's hear some a patient that has gone through the Get Hard system.
Once I got the P shot from Dr. Trong, I went from a total state of being devastated to a state of being ecstatic in every sense of the word. I'm here, I got so much emotions in me. I cannot really, just put it out there. I only suggest that you contact Dr. Trong.
So after I had the procedure, and now I can last up to 20 minutes, and our sex life is a lot more satisfying. She usually has at least one orgasm, if not more, before I do. And I would recommend that procedure for anybody, and it boosts your confidence, and you feel a lot more manly about being able to please your partner. So anybody that's having that issue, I definitely would recommend having the procedure and talk to Dr. Trump.
I've had ED for a few years. I tried Cialis and Viagra, didn't work very well. And then I got come to Ms. Trom to get the P shot. The P shot was extraordinary. After I had it about a week later, the girth and the width and the height just grew up and just changed my life. It's very worth the money. I highly recommend it.
I had ED for about 3 years, and I took Viagra and I took Cialis, and I just couldn't get the performance I wanted. So I come see Dr. Trong, and she gave me shockwave treatments and some P shots, and I'm very pleased with the results. My wife's pleased with the results, and we're doing good.
Couple of results that have happened. One, my dick has gone from 6.5 inches to 8 inches. And the diameter has increased something like, I'm guessing, a third. I used to have when I was a young man, I had a 6.5 inch dick. Now I have an 8 inch dick. 80 years old. Sex is very prominent in my life now. My girlfriend and I are having one hell of a good time.
It turns out that this was the best thing that I ever did. I feel great. My libido's back. I don't have problems achieving, firmness with erection and stuff like that. And just kind of a nicer guy to be around. So not only does it benefit me health-wise, but it helps me and my wife with our little relationship. And I would highly recommend the testosterone replacement therapy with Dr. Trump.
I've been having the testosterone pellets here at Dr. Trump's office for 2 years now. I've had very good success with them. I'd had T therapy before for different providers, but I've had the most success here. The combination of her good technique and, quite frankly, a little bit better price point provided at this office. I had success with T therapy and things that you don't really associate with testosterone. I always felt better about going to the gym. I always felt more motivated with testosterone. You don't think about T therapy as making your motivation better, but that's what it's done for me.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Let's go on to the next slide. I hope I can go on to the next slide. Here we go. All right.
If you're ready to have more and better sex,
All right. So I'm Dr. Ann Trong, and I hope you turn off all your social media, set the phone aside, get a pen and paper, and take notes, and close your other tabs and window, and I will honor your time. Please turn off all distraction, and if you stay to the end, I have a great bonus for you. What that is that we're gonna give you a bonus and at the end, and then we'll tell you and we'll email that to you. So, who is this for? This for men who want to restore their sex life, and for their partners who want to help their men restore their sex life. So you are in the right place. ED pills do not work anymore. Can my erection be restored? And so if you're thinking about this, you are in the right place. Yes, it can with our Get Hard system. You heard it from the men before. So I'm too old. Can I get my erection back? Yes, you can. You heard the 80-year-old man who got his erection back. And sex is very prominent in his life. I hate eating vegetables. Do I have to give up good food? No, you don't. All right? You don't need to give up good food. We recommend a Mediterranean diet. Can I get my erection back without pills? Yes, you can. We've seen thousands of men do it. Will this work for performance anxiety? Yes, it can. How will my partner react? Your partner will support you. What if you have relationship strain? Well, a happy bedroom is a happy relationship. All right. What about anxiety and depression? You know? All right. Can see video but can't hear. Don't think my camera's working right now in the volume. Okay, Darren. Great. All right. I'm glad you guys can hear me. All right. What about anxiety and depression? Well, that can also help as well too. Okay? Loss of sexual satisfaction. You'll be more satisfied when you're able to perform. How about if you're avoiding sex with your partner? Well, not anymore if you're able to get your erection back, right? What if you have decreased self-esteem and confidence that you can perform? Well, not anymore with the Get Hard system. Frustrated the treatment you tried didn't work. Not with the Get Hard system. It worked in 7,000 men with ED. So this is the result disclaimer. This is for those that follow the protocol, that want to put in the work to restore their sex life, and there are no shortcuts. You know, I did a treatment on a man a couple of weeks ago, and he said, well, I don't notice anything. Well, but he hasn't changed his diet. He hasn't put on the effort to exercise, and he's not pumping. So you have to put in the work as well as the treatment I give you to start getting result. And it doesn't come within weeks. It comes, It depends on how much work you put in between, 5 days to 3 months. So your ED didn't occur overnight. In fact, by the time you have your ED, the problem that's been causing your ED has been going on for years. So my goal for this web class is that the only way for you to restore your sex life is to get rid of ED medication. Yes, you heard it correctly. Get rid of your ED medication. That the only way for you to restore your sex life is through treating the root cause of ED by balancing the body's six system, which I presented to you earlier. That the only way to restore your sex life and balance the body is through my Get Hard system. So, how much is that worth to you? Think about that. So, why should you listen to me? I'm a board certified medical doctor for the past 25 years. I've treated over 7,000 men with ED. I wrote a best selling book, Erectile Dysfunction Fixed, and I'm a medical contributor for multiple TV stations. And I teach doctors on sexual health. And I've given talks at the FBI and all over the world. So, my story. This is why I do what I do. My husband and I have been married for about 30 years, actually, exactly more than 30 years. Our anniversary was on June 5th. And we have we have a great relationship. And in about 2014, he had some heart issues, and he had two stents, and he was put on five different type of heart medication. And at that time, he was having difficulty with his erection, but it was on and off, and we felt uncomfortable. He was avoiding me. He was not talking to me as much, and not as cuddly as much. And at first, I thought, is it me? What's going on? What did I did wrong? I blamed myself first, and then I found out that and then I'm like thinking, wow, is there another woman? And it felt isolated. He was isolated. He was withdrawn. He wasn't talking to me, and I didn't know how to approach it. But I decided that our relationship is the primary thing in our life, and we're committed to each other. So we sat down and we opened our hearts, and I tell him that I want to work it with him, and that I noticed that we've not been been intimate as much, and I was respectful, but I gave him space, and we were able to talk about it. And essentially, he was just uncomfortable that he was starting to have ED, didn't know how to deal with it, and so I made it a point to find solution, because I know that ED medication has a lot of side effects, and one of it is hearing loss and visual loss, not to count for all the other side effects such as headaches and flushing. And at that time, I was doing stem cell therapy for the joints and for pain. So I thought about, well, if I can do it into the joints, maybe I can do it in the penis to restore function. And at that time, a friend of mine called and said, she was an OBGYN, and she said, hey, Ann, I just discovered something. She's also doing stem cell therapy as well, and she said that she is injected into the vagina area, and it seemed to help a lot with women. So I'm like thinking, well, if it helped with women, why couldn't it help with men? And my husband was my first patient. I took out his blood, which is, I wanted to use the platelets, injected into the penis, and within 3 weeks, we were able to have more blood flow. We was able to get a better erection. And Lord and behold, it was like magical. It was like, light bulb just went off. Like, oh my God, I've been doing stem cell therapy since 2005. If I can do it in the joints, I can certainly do it in the genitalia as well. So I started doing family members. I started doing some more patients, and I started doing more patients. Everybody was starting to get result, and then I taught other doctors how to do it, and they got the result as well. So my passion and mission is to be able to spread the good work to every everybody else and my patient to help men restore sexual function again naturally without medication. So if you've been struggling with ED, this is probably why. Because it's not your fault. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and it can be confusing and misleading. It's a private matter. The internet is discreet. So you don't want to go to the doctor. It's uncomfortable. I get it, you know. And Big Pharma keep pushing medication for you. They said, well, you have ED, take Viagra, take Cialis. This is what you need to be taking. And then get penile replacement surgery. Everybody wants you to be sick because they want you to be sick. They don't want you to get your erection back because they know that if you have ED, you're going to start having heart issues, you're going to having stroke, you're going to be hospitalized, and then and you know, Big Pharma wants you to be dependent upon medication. So Viagra was came into the market in 1998, and every year since then, it has made 1 billion with a B every year for 17 years. So, what, you know, treating ED has been hard. You know, this is what you've been forced to do in the past year. Figure it out yourself. Google, research. You go to online dispensary, take ED medication. You tolerate the ED side effects such as flushing, headache, blue vision, right? Nasal congestion, and even back pain. But long-term wise, Viagra can even cause, you know, eye problem and hearing loss. And then you try different type of treatments. Some try, you know, supplements here, or go to another doctor's office to get shockwave, or to even get other stem cell injection. And it doesn't work, and you get frustrated. You spend a lot of money, and then you end up wasting precious time and money. So I hear you. But I'm going to show you today how you can restore your sex life without pills in the next hour. So there are 3 secrets to getting hard again. Secret number 1, your body naturally wants you to get hard. ED means that your body is not balanced. Remember, your body is wired to get hard. Number 2, ED pills are synthetic and make your ED worse, and I'm going to show you why. Secret number 3, ED can be treated naturally by balancing the 6 system. So what are the 6 systems? All right. So secret number 1, your body naturally wants you to get hard. ED means your body is not balanced. So what is the 6th system? Why is ED so common? Because in order for you to get an erection, the brain has to work together. It has to start in the brain. The brain goes to your emotion, then it goes to your hormones, and it goes to your nerve, and then your blood vessels and your penis muscle. So it starts in the brain first, guys. It doesn't start in your penis, all right? So the erection starts in the brain, and it has to go to 6 different systems in order for you to get an erection. That's why ED is so common, because if one system is off, then it's going to affect the whole cascade. Right? If number 2 is off, or number 3 is off, nothing will occur. So when you have so many pieces that are involved, things will go wrong. And that 50% of men between the age of 40 to 70 will do have ED. But this was in a study that was done in 1994. You know, and this is at almost 30 years. I suspect it's probably double that or more. And these 2 men both have ED. All right, they both have the ED, and they both have almost the same age, right? So it's not what you see on the outside. So ED is a reflection of what's going on with your body on the inside. The guy on the right here looks like he's the epitome of what your man should be, right? But he has ED. He also has low testosterone as well. And the guy on the left also has ED, but he doesn't have as much his testosterone on the left, the guy on the left here, is more than the guy on the right. So now what you see is not what's really going on the inside. That's what the point I'm trying to make. That if you see somebody that looks healthy, doesn't mean that he doesn't have ED. All right. So what are the causes of ED? Luckily, 90% of ED is physical, and 10% is psychological. Physical means that there is poor blood flow to the penis. That's what's causing ED. So poor blood flow, like come from low nitric oxide, the natural gas that open up your blood vessels, and it can also come from your diet, obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, and low testosterone, and smoking, excessive alcohol, and some medication. All right. Oh, okay. Here we go.
Hi, so I'm 32 years old. About a year ago, I came to Dr. Trong to get the P shot and the Botox. And before I came in for treatment, I was probably not experiencing any morning erections like at all whatsoever. When I was having difficulty getting and maintaining an erection. After the Botox and the P shot, I would say I got a morning erection every single day, as opposed to pretty much never, which was really nice. And I would say over the 9 or 10 months since then, I hadn't had any issues whatsoever. I definitely noticed more fullness in terms of the erection, a lot easier to get an erection. And like I said, pretty much morning erection every single day, which was almost a non-occurrence before that. So overall, I was very satisfied. And I also liked that Dr. Trong, she didn't really exaggerate any of the effects. I pretty much received the exact effects she described. She didn't over-exaggerate or anything. It was pretty much exactly what she said. So that was pretty nice and refreshing.
So what are you doing today?
So today I came back for my second P shot and Botox. So it's been about 10 and a half months since my first one. And, it works great. So I want to come back and go ahead and do it again to keep the excellent results going. All right, so.
Okay. Secret number 2. ED pills are synthetic and make your ED worse. Why? Because you are wired to get an erection naturally. You are not wired to get an erection with a synthetic medication. And so why is ED so common? I spoke about that earlier, that the brain is a larger sexual organ. It starts with number 1, the brain. The brain gets input from your eyes, your nose, your mouth, what you hear and what you taste and what you touch, and then it transferred to the emotion in your brain here. So are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling depressed? Are you feeling distracted? Are you feeling fatigued? Are you feeling, distracted? All right, so that mixed in, and then that relayed to the hormones. The hormones released from your pituitary gland, like testosterone or estrogen or prolactin or oxytocin. And then that traveled to the nerve in the back of your head here, all right? And the nerve sends messages to your heart, which then pumps out blood to the blood vessels, which then the blood vessels open up, so that way you have more blood flowing through the penis muscle here for number 6. So the erection really starts in the brain, all right? And that's why the only way you can get an erection is when your brain, your mind, and the penis are relaxed at the same time. Yes, the penis muscle have to be relaxed in order for you to get an erection. You're like, what? Because when you're thinking, oh my God, when you're, if you have an erection, the muscle is working right. No, when you have an erection, the muscle is actually relaxed, so that way it can expand. Does that make sense? All right. So when you're in a non-erect state, the muscle is actually contracted. So the penis gets contracted when it's not erect. And I said the brain is a larger sexual organ. And this is how an erection starts.
The process of male erection begins with stimulation, visual, psychological, or physical. When the brain perceives stimulation and excitement, it sends signals down the spinal cord. The signals travel to nerve endings in 2 spongy tubes in the penis called the corpora cavernosa. The nerve endings release the chemical compound nitric oxide into the blood vessels of the corpora cavernosa and surrounding tissues. The nitric oxide stimulates production of cyclic guanosine monosulfate, or CGMP. CGMP causes smooth muscles in the walls of the arteries, bringing blood into the penis to relax. When the walls of the arteries relax, blood flow into the corpora cavernosa increases. At the same time, the walls of the veins carrying blood out of the penis contract, so blood cannot flow out. As the arteries become full of blood, The penis becomes longer and harder, producing an erection. The erection is maintained as long as the nerve endings in the corpora cavernosa receive signals from the brain. When the brain is no longer stimulated, an enzyme called phosphodiesterase, or PDE5, is released. PDE5 causes the breakdown of CGMP. The smooth muscles in the artery walls contract, stopping the flow of blood into the penis. And the walls of the veins relax so blood can flow out. The process of...
Okay, so Viagra and Cialis are synthetic. They're not natural, which means it does not belong in your erection response. Right? And remember, this is what happened when you take Viagra. And also remember that erection only occurs when your brain and the penis are relaxed. Viagra does not help with the brain. All right? It does not help with the emotion. It doesn't put you in the mood. So one of the things Viagra is that it doesn't help you with arousal. You have to have arousal in order for you to get an erection. And Viagra doesn't increase your hormones either. All right? And Viagra doesn't stimulate your nerve as well, like I talked about earlier. And it certainly doesn't open up your blood vessel. All it does is relaxes the muscle. All right? It just relaxes the muscle like it says on it, but it doesn't increase your nitrous oxide. Increasing nitrous oxide is very, very critical to open up the blood vessel. So you give away your manhood to ED medication, all right? Because Viagra only works 70% of the time, and it doesn't work if you have blood flow restriction and you develop tolerance to the medication, and you keep upping the dose while your blood flow restriction problem worsen, and then you think about, does your ED go away when you stop taking it? So it's just a Band-Aid, and it becomes a crutch. You become kind of addicted to it, and you know, I see a lot of men, you know, even though I help them restore function again, they get more blood flow, they still think that they need the Viagra in order for them to function as well. So so something to think about there, okay? And okay, let's see. All right, okay. So these are the side effects of Viagra. All right, headache, flushing in the face and neck and chest. All right, abnormal blue vision, nasal congestion, dizziness, and I mentioned earlier, loss of impaired vision, as well as ringing in the ears and hearing loss. And when you have ED, that means that there is poor blood flow restriction. Like the picture here on top right here, it shows that that this is good normal blood flow right here. The blood vessel is open. The blood flows between the two white arrow. And then you see the picture on the bottom here, right? This is poor blood flow. So the blood only flows in that area between the two white arrow there. That's why you're not getting enough firmness in your penis for the erection, because there's not enough flow. Think of it like a pipe. And if the pipe used to be this big and now it's small, you're not getting enough flow, and that's what's causing the ED. So Viagra only works on the penis part, but the blood flow blockage happens behind your pubic bone, so kind of behind the penis. So what it means is, like, let's say you're driving on the highway. You know, I live near Highway I-95. You're driving on the highway, and there's traffic on the highway, and but there's, you know, there's no traffic on the next exit, which is 2 miles down. But you can't get there because you're stuck in traffic on the highway, and you can't get to the exit. Does that make sense? So what this means is that the blockage is on the highway, and and that's what's causing the traffic. You can't get out to the exit. All right. So the only way to get your sex life back is to balance the sixth system that I mentioned earlier, so that way blood flow is restored for you to get an erection. Does it make sense? Are you guys following this? Are you guys following this? Great. All right. So secret number 3. ED can be treated naturally by balancing the sixth system, and I'm going to show you how. All right. Remember the sixth system again. And Remember that in order for you to get an erection, your brain and your penis has to be relaxed. Sixth system, your brain, your emotion, your hormone, your nerve, your blood vessels, and your muscles. Right? Having ED is like a penis attack. It's like a heart attack. All right? What is a heart attack? Heart attack means that your heart, you're not getting enough oxygen to your heart, so the heart muscle start to die away. It's the same thing. When you have ED, you're not getting enough. Blood to the penis, so the penis is not functioning. But when you have a heart attack, what do you do? When you start having chest pain, what do? You go to ER, right? You know you're gonna die. Well, believe it or not, ED is a predictor. It's a predictor of a heart attack 7 to 10 years down the road. 60% of men end up having a heart attack or a stroke 7 to 10 years down the road once they have ED. So the balanced body, to get heart system, is to restore sexual restoration. And how do you do that? You're addressing the brain, right? You're addressing the emotions. You're addressing the hormone by doing hormone replacement therapy. You're addressing the nerve by doing a shock wave and supplements and platelet-rich plasma and diet. You're addressing the blood vessels by using platelet-rich plasma, which I'll show you exactly what that is. Supplements and shock waves and penis pump and Botox. And I apologize, my picture is right on there. And also exercise and blood work. And then addressing the muscles with shockwave, platelet-rich plasma, Kegel exercise, penis pump, and then Botox. All right, and then you have to do blood work, guys. Remember that picture I showed you of the guy with the 8-pack and the other guy without the 8-pack? They both have ED because what's on the inside is what matters, all right? And sometimes you can look healthy, but your blood may show that you may have kidney problem, you may have liver problem, you may have diabetes, you may have high cholesterol. And those are all reversible, but they all contribute to why you have ED. That's why you got to get blood work. And this is the shockwave machine right here. And the machine on the top right here is the focus shockwave. It's helpful for ED. The machine on the bottom, the radio shockwave, no research has shown it to be helpful. And the shockwave gets delivered to the penis right here on the top. There's not an injection. And then how do you bring in new blood flow? How do you create more blood vessel? With platelet-rich plasma. That is your own natural erection medication. It's your blood is your erection stimulator. I shouldn't use the word medication. It should be your erection stimulator is your blood. It's already in your body. It's already in your system. Okay. So how do you get platelet-rich plasma? You collect your blood as if you go to a lab and do your cholesterol check, and then it gets spun in a centrifuge. And when it comes out, it looks like this. This layer down here is called the platelet-rich plasma, the white layer right here. And it helps grow new blood vessels. It helps more cell growth. It helps grow collagen and bring in stem cells to the tissue. It is the holy grail. It is your own natural medication. All right? And it's not synthetic. It's natural. And then we also use Botox. I know, but Botox is a poison. It's not in your body. But what it does is that it helps with relaxing the muscle. Oftentimes, remember I said for you to get an erection, you need your penis muscle have to be relaxed. Oftentimes we're stressed, we're distracted. It's hard to relax. Well, Botox, the same way it helps with wrinkles for women, it also help relax the penis muscles as well. And then there's testosterone right here. You can get testosterone by injection or through pellet. And then there's an app that I have that will help you with diet and exercise and sleep. And then penis pumping. Just know that ED is a risk factor for heart attack, dementia, and benign prostatic hypertrophy or BPH or enlarged prostate, and even death. I want you to listen to this.
I had a friend who was in law enforcement, worked for the federal government. So, that's stressful by itself. But then he would utilize the blue pill on a regular basis. And just one morning, he just didn't wake up at his mother's house. So it's very dangerous, and I just advise anybody to be very cautious about using that stuff and try to avoid it. I had a
All right. So how do you increase blood flow naturally? All right. How do you increase blood flow? I'm going to show you how. You have to increase your nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide is what open up the blood vessels, right? So you eat. The only way for you to get nitrous oxide is through your diet or through supplement. So if you eat crunchy green vegetables like beets, salads, collard green, broccoli, spinach, and Brussels sprout, all right? Stop using fluoride products like mouthwash and toothpaste, all right? Because that decreases your nitrous oxide. Stop your antacid. Stop smoking. How do you increase flow naturally? Well, switching your diet to a Mediterranean diet and do more exercise like high intensity interval exercise or just walk even 3 hours cumulative in 1 week. Not 3 hours at one time, 3 hours in 1 week. Really, stop porn. Oh, I put down stop porn twice on there. I must have not even noticed that, but stop porn because porn will screw up with your dopamine level. And then moderate your alcohol, less than 10 drinks a week. Sleep 7 hours a night between 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Get your blood work done, guys, because you can get your blood sugar checked, your cholesterol, check inflammation level, testosterone, and your liver enzyme. All those blood work can really contribute to you having ED, and you don't even know it. All right, stop recreational drugs and reduce your stress. Focus really more on enjoying your partner. Using your five senses. It's not the size or the hardness of your penis. Sometime, if you focus on the intimacy and the arousal part, your erection will actually follow. It will actually even improve it. So let's review again what the normal sexual function. All right, it starts with the brain, the emotion, the hormone, the nerve, the blood vessels, and the muscles. Let's hear from Taryn.
My name is Terrence. I'm 60 years old. I came to see Dr. Trong about erectile dysfunction. I was having problems getting and maintaining erection. It was causing problems, obviously, in my relationship. So by the time I discovered her online and made the appointment to come see her, I was very impressed by her knowledge and the treatment program she had outlined for me. She gave me several things to do, but one of the big things was the Botox and the P shots. After between 1 to 2 weeks, I really started noticing the difference. I was much fuller in size. My morning erections were becoming more frequent now. I was probably anywhere between 3 to 5 per week, including one that was just like it was when I was in my 20s. And as I'm looking at my performance now, I'm very, very satisfied. It's like I'm a young man again, and I'm looking forward to once the final treatment has kicked in and I'm where I should be a couple of months down the road. So thank you, Dr. Tron. I greatly appreciate your help. You've changed my life in that regard.
How long ago was your last treatment?
My last treatment was 4 weeks ago.
And you're already seeing the result that you saw?
I'm already seeing the results. I started seeing results probably after the first week to week and a half. Started noticing it.
All right, there is a new way, a better way. We measure, we don't guess, and that's the Get Hard system. We use validated research for your treatment so that way we can reset your sixth system again. So, what's the three secrets of getting hard again? Number one, your body naturally wants you to get hard. ED means your body is not balanced. Secret number two, ED pills are synthetic and make your ED worse. Secret number three, ED can be treated naturally by balancing the sixth system, and I just show you how. So who here thinks the Get Hard system pretty awesome, huh? All right, I hope you wave your hand because I can see you. You wave your hand. All right, very good. So treating ED used to be hard, but not anymore. Not anymore. We figure it out. We figure out how to reset the sick system now. So all you need to do is to trust and be confident that you will get result. All right. So I want you to tell yourself this: if I follow the Get Hard system, I can restore my sex life without medication fast. With the Get Hard system, I can restore my sex life without medication in as little as 5 days without medication. The Get Hard system can get you result in as early as 5 days. All right, let's go ahead and hear from him here.
Before the shot that I took, it was difficult for me to maintain erection, have a strong erection like that. Then I was perusing the internet, saw Dr. Trong, and from there I got curious, saw the testimonials like the one I'm doing right now, and figured I would give this a shot, and no pun intended. And here I am. Now we've gone a couple weeks since I had the shot. I had the 3-in-1 enlargement, Botox, and PRP all going together, and the erection I have is amazing. I haven't had an erection like this since I was 25, so and now I'm almost 40, so it's a big difference. No pun intended there either. But yeah, it's definitely worth it. I'll probably end up doing it again. Actually, I will do it again. This will be the booster that I won't mind getting, so it's definitely worth it.
What about your wife?
Oh, she loves it. She loves every part of it. Before, it seemed like things were kind of getting stale, but now everything is working like how it was when I met her. She is all about it.
And how soon did you see the result after the procedure?
I saw the results almost immediately. Just looking down after everything was done, you definitely see a huge difference. And then I waited 5 days. 3's the recommendation. I waited 5, and yeah, it was completely different. I was thicker. I was back to the length that I was when I was younger. It was great. Before.
So who would this work for? Well, sometimes you go soft in the middle of sex. ED medication don't work as well anymore. You sometimes have trouble lasting long enough to climax. Your erection doesn't feel as hard as it used to be. Your penis don't feel as sensitive as it used to be, and that you can't reach orgasm, or you sometimes have trouble getting an erection, or you have performance anxiety, or you have premature ejaculation. You may have retrograde ejaculation, or you had prostate surgery and have ED. So what are you gonna get with the Get Hard system? You're gonna get an app that's gonna help you with step one, which is the brain and the emotion. You're gonna get shockwave therapy, the stem cell with platelet-rich plasma, blood work. You're gonna get Botox that addresses system number 3, 4, and 5, and then you're gonna get a supplement, and you're gonna get the penis pump, and that addresses the hormone, the nerve, the blood vessels. And then you're also going to get the Modern Man Club, which is our online ED coaching program, which we walk with you to help you restore your sex life again through coaching, through a course, and through a community of men with ED. The Get Hard system is everything you need to get restored. You don't have to figure it out anymore. You don't have to Google. You don't have to waste your time and your money. We have tested it, and proven it works. So you have to trust the protocol and trust me to help you with that.
My name's Bill, and my age is 67. And the problem I was experiencing was not only an erection, it's also sometimes a problem with ejaculation. So I sought out Dr. Tron when I did some research on the internet. And one physician recommended me possibly see a neurologist, but I thought, okay, here goes pills again. I said, no, I want an alternative treatment. Well, Dr.
erection in a few shockwave treatments. I've already been able to maintain an erection and ejaculate. And that's only been within a couple months of treatments. And I would definitely recommend this treatment to any man, especially in my age group, because you'll experience that as you get older. Some younger guys also experience it as well.
Isn't that awesome? Well, you're like, well, I've been trying to figure it out by myself. I think I can do it. You're a guy, right? You're gonna figure it out yourself. Well, you're gonna be like this guy. You're gonna try to balance and trying to walk the tightrope. Well, you could do it. You have to go on YouTube and Google. You do trial and error. You have to figure out what shockwave machine is good for ED, what supplement is good, what diet is good. How do you know what PRP is good or not? What clinic is credible for you to go to get treatment? How can you figure out how the PRP is being processed? What to look for in a sexual health clinic? And will you improve in months or years? Well, we figured it all out for you, and we're going to give you the blueprint, all right? You want to be this guy who I saw in the Facebook ED group? This is him. He posted. Anyone else here basically give up on trying to fix their ED after finding nothing works for them? I've had ED for over 20 years. I am now at that point. Just wondering if I'm alone, if there are others in my situation, how do you cope with it? Well, that is pretty sad. So you may say, well, I don't really have the time. So when is the right time for you to start living the life you want to live? How long do you want to suffer with your ED? I know you've been suffering with it for a long time. And then how's your relationship? Is it suffering? Is this the right time to do something about it? And are you satisfied with your life right now? This is the time for you to get motivated and do something about it. Do you want to live a better life? You have the power to change your life. No one else can. So you're like, wow, how did this work? I tried other treatment in the past. I went to other doctors in the past. It didn't help. How do I know that Dr. Trong and the Get Heart system will work? Well, it worked for over 7,000 men with ED. Plus, we're treating men every day. 7,000 plus men. So it helped even those that fail ED medication. You've heard those men testimony. And the reason why it worked, because it treats the cause of the problem, which is the imbalance in the sixth system. We're resetting it. When we reset it, it starts to work. It's almost like jump starting the car again. So is it worth it? Is it worth the money? Well, we do rigorous testing, ensuring that it's effective and safe. And remember, you get what you pay for. Cheaper alternative may not meet the same standard, and in the long run could be less effective, harmful, and may cost you even more money. So this is an investment in your well-being, both physically and emotionally. Now, ED affect your self-esteem, your relationship, and your overall life. Really, can you really put a price tag on your happiness and the quality of your life? And, there are also other payment options as well. So you keep doing the same thing you're doing, you will not get a different result. You have to try a new opportunity to get heart system to get a different result. The only way for you to restore your sex life is to get rid of ED medication. And the only way for you to restore your sex life is through balancing the sixth system that will restore your blood flow for erection. And the only way to restore your sex life and restore the sixth system is through my Get Heart system. So will you let ED dominate your life? If you want to change your sex life, you need to take action now. I want you to type in www.edfix.club, not .com, edfix.club on your browser right now, because together, you and I, we can work together, restore your sex life, your relationship, and give you the life that you want. Because right now, to get started, type in edfix.club, edfix.club right now, because your ED free life is only one call away. So I want you to go on that site and schedule a call with my patient ambassador who will go through what your needs are and see if the treatment we offer is right for you. Because, do you want, are you satisfied with the life you have right now? Do you want to get better? We can help you. And it's only one phone call away at this point. We have figured out the blueprint. We have figured out what worked, and it's working over 7,000 men. And I want you to be the next one of that 7,000 plus men. So go ahead and go in the browser and type in edfix.club and schedule a phone call with my team today. So for those of you that are still here with us here, I see, and Franz, if you can get their name and their email, we will email you a $100 gift certificate for a national restaurant, all national chain. You have a TGIF and Outback Steak. And I think even like Wendy's and so forth. So we'll email you the gift certificate on me because I value your time and I care about you and I want you and I want to thank you for being here with me tonight. You can see in the banner edfix.club to schedule a phone call because you have nothing to lose but a new sex life that awaits you. It's a phone call. It doesn't cost you anything. It's discreet, and you have no other obligations. So I want you to do that right now. So right now, I can start taking questions. So if you can put it in the chat, I can start taking questions right now. And we have 30 minutes. So, Franz, can you put a timer for a little 30 minutes right now? And also, this is the calendar here. Make sure you just go to edfix.club. And we have 30 minutes for any questions. Anybody have any questions on any of the live channels that we're on? And okay, so I do see some questions coming. And one of the questions is, how does Botox work? Right? How does Botox work? It's interesting, right? Because Botox is actually a poison, right? It is it's a poison and okay. It's a poison and women get it injected into their face for to help with wrinkles, right? But how it does is that it helps with ED because it relaxes the penis muscle by kind of preventing the muscle to get contracted. All right, and remember what I said. In order for you to get an erection, you the muscle has to be relaxed, and your mind has to be relaxed. So, but at least it does have to work for you, right? It relaxes the penis muscle, so that way when you're in the mood, you get aroused, you're ready to go. It's like having Viagra on board all the time. And what we found out is that, just you saw from the testimony, that the Botox and the PRP lasts about, a 9 month to a year. And imagine having something that is you're halfway there to an erection and be ready to go, and it lasts up to 9 months to a year. I mean, how good is that? You don't never have to worry about taking ED medication or having headaches or flushing or having risks of hearing loss or vision loss as well. So that is something new and novice, and something that we've added for the past year that has been really up level the ED treatment at this point. All right. Okay. So, any other question here? So, another question is, what is platelet-rich plasma and how does it help? Right. Platelet-rich plasma is from your body natural medication, your body natural healer. It's the healing of your body, right? So what it is the platelets that are in your blood. The platelets comprises about 2% of your blood, and it floats in your blood. and your body make it like almost like about every 2 weeks. All right, it's made in your bone marrow, the bone marrow, and it goes to your blood. And so how what it does is that the platelets is what heals you. Like let's say when you have a cut, right? What happened? The blood, you have bleeding, right? You have bleeding, the blood will clot up, and then the platelets will go in there and seals it, and then it start to create a scar. It start to create a scar, and when it start to create a scar, it also bring in stem cells to create healing, and also bring in more blood vessels, and that's how it help with healing. All right. So um, that's all. We know that that's your own natural healer. So if I take it from your blood and I take a large amount, like 120 cc to 180 cc, right, which is about like about a full glass of wine, right, essentially a full glass of wine, and then we process it, and we inject it back into the penis, and that's what create more blood vessels. That's what create more blood flow to the penis, so that way it help with erection. That's how you can make more blood vessels. You make more blood vessels with the platelet-rich plasma. All right, and then along with the shock wave, that machine I showed you earlier, the focus shock wave. So what the shock wave does, it uses sound wave technology and energy, and it deliver that energy to the penis. And what it does again is that it takes away any type of blockage. It kind of clears it up, almost act like a snake. You go into the pipe and you pull out the gunk, all right, and then it repairs the blood vessels that are in there, and it also help with recruiting stem cell to go to your penis to increase blood flow, and it also help with increasing blood flow as well. But it works kind of like a different pathway than the platelet-rich plasma. So we attack blood flow from multiple angles. We attack it with your blood, attack it with shockwave therapy. We also attack it with giving you the supplement in order for you to heal, as well as in order for you to make more blood vessels as well. And we attack it from giving you hormones, they're giving you testosterone. When you're, most men after the age of 35, their testosterone level is low. It's less than you decrease 1% after the age of 35. Did you guys know that after 35 you lose your testosterone by 1%? And if you're stressed, or you're not sleeping well, if you're smoking, or if you have thyroid disease, or if you have high blood pressure or diabetes, the testosterone level will actually decrease faster. So said that, um, having said that, how to restore your erection is we approach it from the brain, which I teach you on the app on how to breathe better and how to reset your mind, and also stop porn. If you stop porn, that's very very important, because porn will kind of mess up with your dopamine release in your brain. Um, so somebody said here, with Botox and PRP injection, you will see result in 5 to 7 days. That's right, because before you wouldn't see a result until like 3 months, but now with the addition of Botox, you will see result in as early as the 5 to 7 days. But that's not with everyone. That's with some people that follow the protocol, that does pumping, along with everything else that I recommend. And let's see if anybody else have questions. So, uh, all right. So there is a question here. All right. I'm persuaded. Can you tell me how to get started? How much does it cost? Al, you just go on the edfix.club and schedule a phone call. It no cost to you. It's no obligation. So just schedule schedule a time. I think there is maybe time next tomorrow, next week, and then we can discuss about what your needs are. Yes, it's not covered. I have to be transparent. Not covered by insurance, and it depends on what your needs are. And because I can't tell you the what it is until we kind of know what your needs are, what's going on with you, and that just know that there are payment plans that's available, and also that is an investment in your health, and it's investment in your life, your relationship, right? And think about how much you spend when you go on vacation. When you go on vacation, you with a family. You can spend quite a bit of money for a whole week, right? You go to the beach, you rent a house, you fly there, and the cost of food and so forth, and you blow that in a family vacation in 1 week, right? Well, I can tell you that the ED treatment is going to be less than a family vacation, right? Think of it as an investment in your health and an investment in your relationship, and you have to make that a priority because you can try to find cheaper option, but you get what you pay for, and cheaper option you may end up spending more money over time, and you're just getting frustrated as well. And I just came back from a conference in Las Vegas where I taught doctors on doing restoring sexual health with using stem cell therapy, and I because we know this work, and we want to be able to help as many men as possible, and trying to create a sexual revolution. Yes, a sexual revolution, and I want you to be part of that with us because you have to stand up against pharma because pharma is brainwashing us, right? And thinking, hey, there's a problem, take a medication, right? You can't lose weight, take this medication and lose weight. You have ED, take this medication. Well, your body didn't need a medication in order for you to get an erection. And when you have ED, it's only because your body's not, it's out of balance. And it needs to be restored, needs to be reset again. That's all it is. Just need to go into the, it's like kind of like when you have a electrical overflow. You just got to reset the button again. So once you reset, things will start working again. So don't believe that you need a medication in order for you to get an erection, because you are wired naturally, and you are made and wired naturally not to have an erection without medication. In fact, I'll tell you a great story. I gave the same webinar last week, and I was on live, and there was a man. I was on there. He was 42 years old. He heard me present, and he's been taking Viagra for the last 2 years. He's married. He has 3 kids. And during the webinar, he went and he threw away his Viagra down the toilet and flushed it, because he said that he wants to get healthy, to be there for his kids and for his wife when they, especially with his kids when they grow up. And he realized that taking ED medication was not good for him. It was not good for him in the long run, and that he needs to put in the work to get healthy again. And in fact, during the presentation, I kind of given you the roadmap on how to do that, right? By changing your diet to the Mediterranean diet, by sleeping between for 7 hours, stop porn, stop smoking, stop recreational drug, and even just walk 30 minutes a day at a time. Connect with nature. What I see that is the most effective way for a man when he finds out he has ED, because this is a common question I get, is that, hey, I have ED. What do I need to do to treat it naturally? Number one thing is I say, look at your diet. What are you eating? All right. If you're eating a lot of red meat, my husband is the meat and potato man. If he can, he'll have a steak and potatoes and French fries every day, and followed by a Coke. But that's not good for him. That's what kind of contributed to his heart problem Anyway, so look at your diet. The Mediterranean diet is about vegetables and fruit. All right, no, and low carbohydrate. Right, there's no bread, there's no pasta, there's no cookies in there, there's no donuts, no pastries. All right, there's more fruits and vegetables at about 60%, and then lean meat such as chicken and chicken and fish. And then if you like red meat, you can eat it like maybe once a week or one or twice a month, optimally. And fixing your diet is the number one thing you can do. Number one, you sleeping. You need to be sleeping at least 7 hours at night. If you are, great. And then the next part is exercise. Are you getting about 3 hours or at least 3 hours of exercise a week? And because that's good for your heart. Because when you exercise, your heart start pumping better and it gets stronger. So that way it can pump more blood because you need blood flow to get to your organ and to your penis, so that way you can get more. You can get the better erection with more blood flow. So those are the main thing. And if you're older, if you're over 50, get your blood work done. So you need to know what your cholesterol level and your blood sugar and your liver and your kidneys and what do you what does it show, because you can easily those condition can be easily corrected. Let's say you have diabetes. Well, you can make diabetes better by taking a Mediterranean diet or and exercise. Say you have high blood pressure. Well, if you go on a Mediterranean diet and exercise, the high blood pressure will go down. You have high cholesterol. You eat a Mediterranean diet, the cholesterol level will go down. If you're overweight, well, if you start eating the Mediterranean diet and start exercising, you will start losing weight as well to a healthy level. Interestingly, if you eat well and have a balanced diet, you will actually become less hungry. You will not need as you don't need to junk out as much. But if you keep feeding your body lunch over and over, and if you keep feeding your body like junk such as pastries and donuts and a coke, and then a burrito and a pizza, you get hungry faster, and your blood sugar is not steady, so you have up and down of the blood sugar, and when you have peaks and valleys of blood sugar, you get hungry and then you binge and then you get hungry. So, but if you eat a healthy diet, your blood sugar stays pretty steady like this, so you don't get that hunger pain or the craving as much. Um, so I hope that is what answers your question there, Al, and that it's not a secret. It's not a secret how to treat ED. With anything that's worthwhile, you got to put in the work. All right, it's not a magical get easy button. You got to put in the work. But I have seen men that had strokes. All right, that has ED for about 2 decades or even 15 years. All they did was just change their diet, and they started to notice they were having morning erection again. One of my patients told me that last week. He's had ED for over 10 years, and he had a stroke. He changed his diet, and now he's noticing that he's waking up with a morning erection. Also, I recommend a good morning wood, good morning wood smoothie that I have, which is full of antioxidants and with fruits and vegetables that will increase blood flow as well. I think, Franz, if you can put that on the banner, there is a URL for the morning wood, the good morning wood smoothie. That's right, there it is. Good morning wood smoothie recipe. So if you can just go to that URL right there, goodwoodsmoothie.com, goodwoodsmoothie.com/smoothie. You'll be able to download the a morning wood smoothie. We have seen men that had prostate cancer with ED, and they start drinking this smoothie, and within about a month, they start to see more morning erection again. And this is prostate cancer that had surgery, removed the prostate. They start to see more blood flow, and then they added intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting means that you don't eat after 8 p.m. and you try to go for about 15 hours, 16 hours, and maybe start eating around 11 a.m. Or noon. And then when you need to eat, maybe after that time, you start drinking your Good Morning Wood smoothie. All right, you drink, and that may be your, breaking your fast. That may be your lunch, and then maybe eat a late lunch with a chicken salad or chicken wrap at at later in the afternoon, and then maybe just eat one dinner, and you're probably all set. Just know that if you feed your body healthy food, you don't get hungry as much as well. So something to consider. So let's see if there's any other question. I hope that we got all your name and we can email you the restaurant gift certificate. And just know that an ED free life without medication is real, is attainable, and it's not hard to get. You just need to go to um, 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 a doctor that has had a proven record, that we have seen it with a work in 7,000 men. We have tested it. We also see research, and we see result happen. And it's not a miracle. It's just that you have to trust the process and follow the protocol. It is achievable. If I can do it in 87-year-old men and getting them back to 3 times a week of sexual activity, uh, then it can be done with you. And just know that you do not have to suffer with ED, because it is suffering. Because it's not only you, it's your partner that's suffering as well. Your relationship and your quality of life. You've been living with this for years, and you're probably thinking, well, I tried everything, it hasn't worked. I don't want to try anything else, and nothing's better. I'm just gonna live with it. No, you don't have to live with it. There is another alternative, and life is just too precious to waste. And every moment you have on this earth, you want to make the best out of it. And I realized that during COVID, and how precious life is, and in one moment it can be gone. So make the best of it at this point. But there's such a thing. You don't know, right? But so now, those of you that are attending this webinar, now you know. And I hope that you take action to create a change in your life. Because if you don't change anything, you, then you're not going to see any type of change at all. You're just going to be, where you're at. So make the put back the banner for the edfix.club. So go on edfix.club, and your ED free life is only one phone call away, and it is no obligation. There's no charge, and I hope that you make this action. And I thank you for being here with me tonight, and I will see you next time then. Okay? Well, take care.